What an absolutely gorgeous bird. Well, anyway, welcome back to BK Aviation for another real-life flight. And this one will be slightly different than the last few. As you can see, we are in the Airbus A330. This is the Project MegaPack Airbus A330-300. It is a relatively newly released third-party aircraft, and it is still a little bit bare bones at the minute. It currently uses the default, slightly modified default Airbus A320neo cockpit. There are a couple slight visual modifications. First, the PFD brightness control has kind of an added panel right here in the A320. All that is right here. You can actually kind of see the ghost of the dials right here. There's a little bit of color difference there. A few minor things over here, like the EFB holder isn't there, the little cup holder that is either here or up here isn't there. The throttle on the A320neo, it is a flat surface instead of this conical surface to where the disconnect button is. But beyond that, there's still basically about the same amount of functionality, if not less, than the default A320neo. But this third-party aircraft is still very much under development. The current release version that we are using right now is version 0.2. But it will get me from point A to B, so I am going to start using it right now. And I feel like there's going to be some pretty exciting development for this aircraft over the coming months. So that is why I have a little three-leg warm-up for this aircraft. We will get into that in a little bit. This is going to be the first leg of that three-leg warm-up trip, and then after that I actually have a new series that will be over a year long, and I really hope that we will be able to experience the evolution of this aircraft for that entire series. But anyway, it's probably time to get this show on the road. We are just about ready to go. I've got everything set up. Unlike the fly-by-wire mod, there's really not a whole lot of aircraft set up in this. I got the flight plan, I entered the MTDU. All I have left to do now is get our air bleed air going, connect my pushback tug, and we will be ready to push back out our gate. We are on the ground, by the way, where we left off last time. Like I said, we had to come back to my hometown airport. So we are at Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. And the first leg of this trip will go to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, the busiest airport in the world. And what is real life flights Delta 1770? Pretty much has a daily, maybe even twice daily service between Minneapolis-St. Paul and Atlanta. We are connected, so I'm going to release the parking brake, and we are pushing back out of Minneapolis-St. Paul in the Airbus A330. We can get these massive engines started up. We are going to be taking off of runway 30 left which will be a departure to the northwest on the southern of the main set of parallel runways here at MSP. And there are two main routes in and out of Minneapolis-St. Paul that utilize the size of the Airbus A330, excuse me, the Airbus A330. Atlanta is one of those. The other one of those flights is to Phoenix. And it just so happens there is indeed a real-life flight by Delta between Atlanta and Phoenix, park and brake on, that uses the A330. That engine is fired up. You can start the engine number 1. I thought it looked kind of weird that this one is spinning and that one wasn't. Tug, thank you, you're good to go. But yeah, so we are doing the first one, Minneapolis to Atlanta. The other main flight using the A330 in and out of Minneapolis is to Phoenix, and that will actually be my return back to Minneapolis will be from Phoenix, so I have to connect Atlanta and Phoenix again with the A330, and that will end up being a fairly triangular flight plan if you combine all three flights, and it is actually very similar to the look of the Delta Airlines little widget triangle. It even has a slight northern push. You know, like this would be Minneapolis, Atlanta over here, Phoenix over here. It has a slight northern bend in the flight plan from Atlanta to Phoenix. So we will basically be recreating an outline of the Delta Airlines widget logo on all three of these real-life flights. So that is why I'm calling this the Widget series. The Delta Widget series, probably. Before we take this bird onto its what will hopefully be a year-long journey. All engines are fired up. Do that, we can extend our flaps to the takeoff position. Takeoff trim. That's pretty good. Again, not a whole lot of functionality here, like nothing in the flight controls. But we still will be doing a flight control sweep. We just won't have the indicator, but we can see everything is moving. Ooh. Looks like this is up and down. And this is left and right. And it looks like the side stick here has the same movements. And the A320, those would actually show you front and back, left and right. Not that big of a deal, it still works properly, but more of a visual thing there. Alright, we are ready to go. Engines are fired up so we can shut down the APU. Taxi lights coming on. Park and brake off. And we are rolling. On the ground at MSP for the first flight on this channel of the Airbus A330-300 developed by Project MegaPack. Project MegaPack also has an Airbus A321, which is a port over from the MFS days. I may end up using it. It's the textures aren't all that good. Maybe if it, because that one is still also a version 0 point whatever. Maybe if they release a full release 1.0 version, I'll take a look at it. Gorgeous day in Minneapolis today, by the way. I've got live weather is on. I'm looking outside. It is sunny. It is clear and sunny here as well. And I believe for the first time here in 2021, the temperature gauge has exceeded 70 degrees. It's showing a true air temperature of 22 Celsius right now. I'm not good enough to convert that off of the top of my head at 22, 71.6 degrees Fahrenheit. True air temperature as we get this flight underway to the busiest airport in the world, Jackson Hartfield Atlanta International. I will meet you guys at our departure. Okay, we are pulling on a 30 left right now. You'll get takeoff lights on. And I can actually turn the weather system on. I don't think the default A320 Neo has the weather system unless it's kind of a recent development or I'm just remembering wrong. But that's good. Looks good up here. I think we are ready to go. Right after takeoff we have a big turnaround to hook up with our flight plan. I'm just going to do a little bit of manual heading maneuvering before we switch on over to RNAV. But first we need to get ourselves in the air, so let's do that. We are rolling here at MSP. Couple of flights with this beautiful aircraft, and we will be right back here before embarking on a much longer journey. There's a vehicle on the active runway right now. Pretty sure I heard that thing get disintegrated. And rotate, and we are up. Whoops. Gears going up. We are on our way to Atlanta, Georgia. are going to manually vector ourselves out of the area. We're gonna kind of pretend we are being vectored out by air traffic control here. And they're gonna have us going due south at 180 at 230. With downtown Minneapolis right there in the background. We got Lake Harriet, Bade Makaska. And we got the Minnesota River right up here. But before we get there, I believe ATC is going to vector us out to 100 degrees, which is slightly south of due east. Go. And we are going to get up to our maximum speed at altitude, bring our flaps up. And once we get a little bit closer to our flight path, we will switch on over to managed heading or LNAV mode. That's probably close enough. Let's do that now. Leaving Minneapolis-St. Paul International in the background here. Just took off on runway 30 left. We have connected with our flight plan. Approaching our initial climb altitude of 10,000 feet. We probably won't be there for very long. And sure enough, ATC has given us the clearance to climb to our cruising altitude of 41,000 feet. And once we break the 10,000 foot plane, we can increase our speed on up. There we go. You can disengage the spoilers. Let's see here. That can go off, that can go off, that can go off, that can go off, and that can go off. We are on our way to Atlanta, folks.
Yeah.